All right, guys, you're watching Better Relationships with Nick. I'm going to give you 3 keys to better connections with anyone, and I'm going to keep it real straight to the point. Number 1, genuine human connection. Number 2 is going to be increasing your people skills, your personal development, and your emotional intelligence. And number 3 is understanding and others. The other word for that would be empathy. And these all tie in, and I'm going to tie it all together here. Number 1, when we're genuine, we can be genuine with others. Don't you hate when you experience a conversation with somebody and afterwards you feel empty? Like, damn, dude, I feel kind of empty inside. Yeah, because it wasn't a genuine human connection. When you feel really good after connecting with someone, it's because you guys were genuine. So I may have a specific cousin or like my brother or specific friends that we really genuinely bond over certain topics or subjects, or just when we're hanging out. Like that one thing, really draws us together, okay? And when we're just hanging out, being ourselves and just being real, that conversation, that experience feels a lot better, and it creates better, tighter knit relationships because you're actually getting to know people, okay? You're getting to know the real them, okay? That's why I have in my background, I really like to read. I'm into music. Blink-182 is one of my favorites growing up. Shakira I have respect for because I think it takes a lot of skill to be able to make your album in both English and Spanish, because the syllables and all of that do not line up, and you have to think about different ways to say it. Always into Star Wars, got some Legos, and I'm into plants, okay? House plants that are easy to take care of, and we have over an 80% success rate with plants not dying. Only one of my plants has died, and it was kind of a harder one to take care of anyways, and I didn't know it was that hard. So anyways, genuine human connection. When you are experiencing a real human for who they are, it helps you to create a better connection, okay? So number 2 is our personal development. Personal development in the sense of we want to grow in emotional intelligence. We want to be able to have more discipline and be able to be a better version or be the best version of ourselves, okay? So here's why. First, we have genuine. Then we have becoming the best version of ourselves. And this is just one example, okay? If somebody, this is a skill that everyone's probably dealt with at some point. Let's just say somebody says a comment to you and stabs you right where it hurts, okay? If we have a low level of emotional intelligence and we're not aware of what's going on and we're not aware of ourselves and having emotional discipline, we can lash out and say things that we don't mean and potentially ruin relationships, okay? Our tongue has the power to kill or bring life to relationships depending on how we use that, okay? And when somebody, just the quick example is when somebody does something you don't like and emotionally you don't like it, are you aware of yourself and you step back from the situation, you control your emotions, you think about what happened, and then you go in and calmly resolve the situation or just ignore it? Or do you just start escalating immediately and now you're, well, you're a bitch, stuff like that, and now we got stuff flying out of our mouth, okay, and ruining our relationships, okay? So we need to be able to manage our emotions ourselves. In personal development, just becoming the best version of ourselves, understanding how to be a more effective person is really great. And the third one here is empathy. And empathy is understanding where they're coming from. It kind of is just like a two-headed monster here. Once we have the personal development plus empathy, it really helps us to be successful in relationships. But the empathy part is really just understanding that person's point of view, that person's perspective, what that person is thinking and maybe their personality. So I really like the book Wired That Way. I will put this in the affiliate link for that. But basically, that's one is specifically talking about how people have different personality types. Okay, so let's just say you have one temperament that wants to have fun all the time. We call that a sanguine, okay? The sanguine wants to have fun, 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 fun. They don't want anything to be serious. That's how they are, okay? Now, a C personality or a melancholy is going to be really task-based and really like, all right, let's just get all the details done. They don't really care about fun as much, okay? They care about order and perfection, okay? So now we have these two people together. This person's like, all you care about is fun. You don't want to do anything. And then the other person's like, you don't. All you care about is work and perfecting tasks. You don't care about fun. You're a boring person. Okay, so understanding how that other person operates kind of falls into your own personal development, but it helps you to connect with that person better. If I see a C personality, I now know they want to talk about like details and facts and tasks and things like that. Let's solve. All right, so let's solve an analytical equation or something like that versus a more I personality or a sanguine. We want to do more like role play, like joking role play would be more fun, where you're just in a playful state, a childlike, maybe even flirtatious state. Okay, so 3 keys here. These are what I found to be impactful in my life. Number 1, genuine human connection. We need to be genuine ourselves, okay? Everything hinges on this, because if you have personal development and empathy and you're not genuine, that's bad. That is not going to create better relationships, okay? So we have to be genuine. The reason we're genuine is because when we have relationships with people, just think about it. The ones who you know the best and, really have those intimate connections with, why? Because you really know who that person really is, okay? Versus somebody who you may not know as well. All right, number 2 is personal development, specifically managing our own emotions and tongue so that we do not lash out and ruin our own relationships, and we understand to stay silent when we need to stay silent and speak when we need to speak, things like that. Number 3 is empathy and understanding the other person's point of view, okay? When you can understand that person, you can stop dehumanizing and judging them like that person's retarded. No, that person's this type of personality. I don't resonate with it because I'm not that, but I can acknowledge that's how they are and that's what they like. So, Wired That Way, Marita Littauer. I read this book. It changed my life forever. I didn't even know about the personality temperaments. So she uses the older terms, the melancholy, sanguine, phlegmatic, and choleric. DISC is what you might be more familiar with, the DISC personality profile. Okay, so have some better relationships. Take this information, apply it in your lives. You will have better relationships. And I gave you the secret of the universe, secret to better relationships, for fucking free. Share this with a friend. Have a wonderful day.